Hi, and thank you for watching TargetedWest.com. This is DJ Chris, V2K call, the TI Book Club call, our exclusive book club. Today is the 6th of October, and it's show number 181. And my name, and the guests, of course, the opinions of their own are that of their own and not that of DJ Chris at Targeted West. It's 79 degrees here in Lodi, and that's about it. We're a peaceful work group that gets together every week and talks about technology and the future technologies. And we're here with Onionhead Andrew. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce him. Hello, Andrew. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for having me.
Great. Well, I'm glad to have you back for a second round. You were highly sought after. Everybody asked about you. So I'm glad you're back.
Oh, that's very flattering. I reached out to you, Chris, because I have been working on an education to overcome directed energy weapons. And when I say that, I'm not exaggerating. That's really what I'm after, what I've been doing through the grace of God. It's been shown to me basically how to move forward with this. And every Saturday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm running a show on live conference or on free conference call. We just got done with our second show yesterday, and these shows aren't really shows. I shouldn't have said that. They're more like classes. And what I'm teaching at it is the paradigm. That's what I'm calling it. And the paradigm it's going to sound more complicated than it is, and there is elements of it that's complicated. But number one, deactivate implants. Number two, demagnetize the body. And number three, detox nanomachinery. If you do those three things, then it won't stop them from hitting you with directed energy weapons. But when those directed energy weapons hit you, the effects will be negligible. Okay, so right now at the time of recording, I'm getting as hit as hard as they can do it. And this is me functioning. There is some effect to it, I'm not going to lie, but the effect is very minimal. And the effect is actually from something that most targets wouldn't guess. It's not directly the directed energy weapons that's interacting with me so much as it is aerosols that are being released by my spook neighbors, because that's how they're doing this. That's one of the ways they're doing this, is through aerosols. But I don't want to get too far off that. One, deactivating implants. If you go on Onionhead Andrew Rumble, you can see on the rumble.com, you can see how to make a DIY stun gun. Number two, demagnetizing the body. It's the last two videos I put out. What that entails is building DIY electrical components that you can wear, inductors and capacitors, and you can actually make inductor capacitors. So that's how I'm able to stand here and talk, because I'm standing, is I'm wearing a brace of various metals and metals and plastic and conductors and insulators layered and arranged on my body in a certain way. And what that does is it takes me off out of the magnetic realm back into homeostasis and keeps me there. So with those first two, deactivating implants and demagnetizing your body, right there, your whole world will completely open up. If you have debilitating pain, it will do wonders for you to do the first two. Deactivating implants, number one, because if you don't deactivate the implants, then it's very easy to pinpoint inflammation in your body. And number two, demagnetizing your body, it takes the short-term effect of the various weapon systems that will be deployed on you away. The third thing might be the most critical as far as society goes, or what's happening in the world, and this is really why people are being targeted, is detox the nanomachinery. Nanomachinery, what it does, it's in everybody, first of all. It's in all of society. It's been raining down from chemtrails for the last 25 years in some form or another. The form that we have right now is forming clots in people. These clots you can see it best if you Google white fibrous clot. It looks like calamari. That's in people that aren't being targeted. These are people that haven't necessarily even taken the vaccine. The vaccine was another form of nanotechnology. It wasn't just the COVID vaccine. It started years before that with various medical interventions. So this has been going on a long time, this nanotech part of it. What targeted individuals really are, just to tie this all together, is we are a group of people that's been selected as a beta test, as an ongoing beta test, or maybe that's an alpha test, I'm not sure, to close all the loopholes in the nanotechnology directed energy weapons paradigm, for lack of a better term, meaning that making it impossible to escape their, quote, New World Order, or what they call it, the Fourth Industrial Revolution. Agenda 2030, Agenda 2050, it's all about this. Getting nanotech in people's bodies and then having AI use directed energy weapons to control the population. Getting you to think certain ways, getting you to do certain things at certain times, and getting you to die when they want you to die. So to do that, what they need is they need one type of person from the whole demographic of the world, and that's what targeted individuals feel genetically, I'm speaking. And they need to test these weapon systems and further develop them, these data ledgers that they're sending off to software companies like Palantir, so Palantir can further develop the AI part of this. Right now, to do this to people or to society in general, the active targeting, they need counterintelligence torture teams on every target. And they need them to be somewhere in the near vicinity. If people tell you that there's no one in your near vicinity doing this and you're truly targeted, they're either confused or lying to you. Right? There's always people on the ground. There is no capacity for them to do, well, there is some capacity because the general population is being targeted, but the capacity to maim someone and debilitate them on a moment-to-moment only comes from having a counterintelligence torture team in your near environment. And that's what these counterintelligence torture teams are doing. These private military contractors, these subcontractors of the FBI, they are torturing you, again, to arrange the data to send off so that the general population can be passively tortured more effectively, which is to say, making targeted individuals out of regular people using AI. Okay, so now not to get too far off that's what targeted individuals are, as far as I can tell. 1, deactivate implants. 2, demagnetize the body. 3, detox nanomachinery. When you do those 3 things on a habitual basis, what you will find is that not only are the symptoms related to being a targeted individual manageable, but you'll start to learn how everything works. Like, for example, when you deactivate implants and demagnetize your body, there's only one other thing that these counterintelligence torture teams can do to make you targetable at that point. And it's not as though you demagnetize your body once, it's an ongoing thing. You learn how to build the electrical components and you put them on your body at the right times. And you'll feel that just by experimenting. But what they have to do at that point, once you've done the first 2, is they have to get closer to you. They have to poison your food, they have to poison your air, or they have to poison your water. They've got to poison the things that you're consuming to toxify you enough to get any interaction with their directed energy weapons. And for example, that's what's happening to me now here. Now that I've done all these things, all they have left is to release these very stinky, heavy chemical compounds in my near environment. And these chemical compounds are containing a few things. They're containing heavy metals, they're containing smart filament and smart dust. And when I breathe those things, it's building nanomachinery in my body, and it's giving them short-term access to irradiate my blood flowing through my body. Now, there's even ways to mitigate that too, but that's too far down the road for most people when you start the basics. Deactivating implants, demagnetizing the body, and detoxing nanomachinery. Now, I could go on and on and on about that, but it would be probably for the best, for the benefit of everyone, if we turned it over to Q&A, or if Chris wants to ask questions about that. However you want to move forward.
You can move forward. I don't have any questions. I'm just enjoying listening to the presentation.
Okay, so deactivating implants, why that's the number one thing to do, the first thing to do. And if you can't do it because you live in a place where you can't get a stun gun, or you're not handy enough to build a high voltage power supply, all of these things, by the way, are referenced on Onionhead Andrew, the Rumble page. So if you have got any questions, just go over there and follow, subscribe, and you'll see all for yourself what I'm talking about. But if you can't get a stun gun, if you're not handy enough to build a high voltage power supply and channel that into an EMP, then demagnetizing your body is a fine thing to do. And you do that by wearing inductors and capacitors on your body. So what's an inductor? An inductor is a piece of wire that's coiled. All right, so it's circular, and you wear it around your body. Okay, what that inductance does is it takes the electrical field and turns it into a magnetic field. All right, so why would I recommend you add magnetism to your body when the directed energy weapons add magnetism? Well, the magnetism from a coiled wire around your body will break up these nanomachinery daisy chains. Okay, and that's what the implants are doing. From implant to implant is self-assembling wires of heavy metals first. And then after some time, 6 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, 48 hours, it just depends on how acidic you are. The nanomachinery glues all of that in place. And those daisy chains from implant to implant of heavy metals now become semi-permanent structures of heavy metals and nanomachinery. That heavy metal and nanomachinery array, that daisy chain, will usually go, on most targets, it will go from the left side of their head to the very top in the center, all the way down to their left foot, and then throughout their organs and whatnot, and a whole bunch of other places. But that's the area that gets accessed by the directed energy weapons. Okay, so that's what implants are doing. Implants are anchoring or sending signals through electricity and magnetism in your body to pull the heavy metals and nanomachinery to those areas. Once the heavy metals and nanomachinery is in those areas, and again, the heavy metals is quick. Depending on what aerosols are being released near you or what you've been eating, and there's heavy metals in the food, the air, and the water, regardless of being targeted. That goes to the ongoing Agenda 2030. It's not just targets that they're doing this to. They're doing this to everybody, but they're doing this to targets actively, again, for the data ledgers. But everybody's got these metals. These metals quickly form, all right, literally in seconds and minutes. It depends how much is in your environment. After that, the nanomachinery takes anywhere between, like I said, 4 to 48 hours, depending how toxic you are. So at that point, you've got basically an artificial nervous system, all right? And that's really what this fourth industrial revolution is. It's about cultivating this artificial nervous system in people using heavy metals and nanomachinery, and then accessing that as passively as possible, which would be AI, right? That's the whole idea behind, when like Palantir, the Peter Thiel guy comes out, or Elon Musk, or there's a few others I'm just not thinking of right now. When they get in front of the camera and they say AI will be the death of us all, this is what they're talking about. This is literally the hardware they're talking about, the technology base they're talking about, because they know what they're doing. They know what's evolving every day, and us as targeted people are right on the edge of it. And I don't want to make it sound like I'm blowing this out of proportion, because I'm not, but what's happening here in this conference call and conference calls like it is some of the most important things happening in the world because of the technology that's rolling out, because each person is potentially developing these weapon systems for the powers that shouldn't be to do to everyone. And they will do this. They're already doing it to everybody right now. It's not as effective as it could be. Women, children, elderly, it does not matter to these people. And because of that, we are experiencing mortality rate that's going up in every category. All right, that's the real reason behind it in Western society. Well, China too. If you want to look at where everything's headed, you look at what's going on in China right now, and you will never get accurate information from the Chinese State Department because the CCP is just so insane. It's so incredible how far it's gone there. But everything has gone up through the roof. I'm hearing, and this is conjecture, so take it for what you will, but I'm hearing from sources in China that the death rate from the COVID era policies, so that's the nanotech rollout and the activation of it as best as they could, and that passively speaking, was millions and millions and millions and millions more than reported, like in the 100, 200, 300 million range. But we don't really know that. That's conjecture. I'm not in China, and like I said, the information that gets out of China can be easily disinfo. So just take that for what you will. But either way, China is at the forefront of developing these weapon systems on the population. United States is at the forefront of collecting the data ledgers. That's why there's more targets here than anywhere else. So all of this information that they're picking up here in the United States is going right to the Chinese party so that they can utilize it on their population in real time. And in NATO's, it's happening all over NATO too. It's not just the United States and China. And then before I keep rambling here, you might think, well, wait a second. United States and China are enemies. How could this be what you're saying is true? Well, yes, on paper, the nation states of China and United States are enemies, but there's a little thing that people don't know too well. And if you're targeted, just travel, you'll pick this information up very quickly, is that Israelis sit in between all of this, all right? This is not anti-Jewish. There's no anti-Jewish bone in my body. I've got Jewish people in my life. I'm talking about Israelis. Most Israelis aren't Jewish. That's a different story. Israelis are America's greatest ally, allegedly, right? Well, guess what? Israelis are China's greatest ally too, allegedly. So what does that really mean? That means there's dual and trinational spooks that are facilitating this new world order in between. Dual and trinational, usually it's Chinese-American or Chinese-Israeli-American or American-Israeli. It doesn't matter, because once you're in this dual trinational group of usually Ivy League educated people, Yale, Princeton, Dartmouth, Brown, MIT, did I say MIT? MIT is a huge one. Texas Tech, there's a few other big ones I'm forgetting. Usually they go to school there. Anyways, they all marry each other. This is how they make dual, tri, quad nationals. And if you travel as a targeted person like I've done, you'll go to areas outside of NATO influence, say Bolivia, for example, like I have done, and all of a sudden you'll be targeted, but not by Americans. You'll be targeted by Chinese people. And it's like, why would my contract follow me into Chinese occupied territory? Because they're working together to facilitate all of this. We really are in a depopulation. We really are at the end of an era of nation states, and targeted individuals really are at the forefront of it because of these data ledgers and this whole system that's being developed. So again, that's all pie in the sky, 10,000-foot view, who cares? Back to the ground level, deactivate implants using EMPs, demagnetize your body using capacitors, inductors, and inductor capacitors. You can combine that idea, and that's actually the most effective. Again, go on Onionhead Andrew Rumble. The last few videos are about that. And the third thing is detoxing nanomachinery. The easiest way to detox nanomachinery, once you've done step 1 and 2, is simply not eating. If you can fast for a day, you can fast for 2 days. And if you can fast for 2 days, you can potentially fast for 4 or 5 days. I'm not saying that's right for everybody, but what you'll notice is that after about a day and a half of fasting, you'll feel fantastic, especially as a targeted person. And the reason for that is because your body, the compression, it's starting to, when there's nothing in your bowels for it to squeeze to, because that's what's happening in your bowels, is your GI, is your body's compressing upon it, right? It's just squeezing all the nutrients and good things out of it, and bad things like heavy metals. But either way, when there's nothing for your body to squeeze on, it starts squeeze in your GI. It starts squeezing everywhere, looking for these nutrients to continue to live. And in that process, the nanomachinery more or less just gets squeezed out. And I know that sounds like really simplistic because I said it really simplistically, but there is science behind that. So the easiest way to detox is just fasting. But when you've done 1 and 2, you'll want to fast. It's when we haven't done the deactivating of implants or demagnetizing body. We're in this acidic state, and we feel this desire to eat sugary things. And the desire to eat sugary things comes from a variety of reasons, but it's basically to give our body short-term nutrients that the nanomachinery and the acidic qualities of parasites basically want or are stealing from us. Because when you have heavy metals, you have parasites. When you have nanomachinery, you have parasites. So again, I could keep going on and on and on, but I've said a lot now. There's a lot of things.
Yeah, very, very good. I know they pollute our food here using geoengineering and spray a lot up in the sky around here. And a lot of important foods are grown here in this area. So yeah, they get us in our food and the air in chemicals that they spray, and like your aerosols that you're getting sprayed upon with, and other ways. So
yeah, and for the last 3-4 years here in the greater Portland, Oregon area, they've literally been toxifying the food in distribution. I think the majority of that is happening at the port, but I don't know that for sure. I've just got a very strong feeling because they're getting so much of it that it would almost have to be the port. We've got a big port here, and these FBI contractors will literally do anything. They literally bring in people from all over the world to do this. I mean, I won't get too far on this because, what's the point? But there are literally, actually I will. You know the Operation Fox Hunt? Did you ever hear about that, Chris?
I have not. Tell me about it.
Operation Fox Hunt was basically they found Chinese communist, I shouldn't say Chinese, CCP police offices here throughout the United States and Canada. And the FBI did. The element of the FBI that still does their job. Yes, there's a few out there. They found these. And the official cover story was that these Chinese, CCP police offices were targeting former Chinese people to try to make sure to keep state secrets. Yeah, maybe they're doing a little bit of that, but I'll tell you what they're really doing because, again, this is my personal life. I've dealt with these Chinese agents here in Vancouver, Washington, where I'm at. They are taking part in the targeting program and the poisoning of the food here at ground level. Yeah, there are Chinese in my environment right now that are doing this on invitation from the U.S. government, the U.S. military, at the highest levels. So the people here, the local police officers that are involved in targeting people, I don't think maybe they do a little bit, but probably not. Have a perception of the Chinese secret police that are watching them like hawks, right? And we'll go back to the Havana syndrome stuff. We talked about how the DOD employees in Havana were being attacked with these weapon systems, all right? And as targets, we thought, it was our own government doing this, and it is an element of our government doing this. But they are using Cubans, Venezuelans, Chinese. They'll use whoever they can because all of these weapon systems are deployed in their countries too, and that's, again, where Israelis come in and all that type of thing. Israelis go all around the world developing these human trafficking networks. When I was in Nicaragua, there was no human trafficking network there when I got there. That's why I went there, because I knew that the Ortega government, this was 4 years ago, the Ortega government was on the outs with everybody. They can't stand the Ortega government. The Israelis, the Americans, the Chinese, nobody wants to do business with them. And for a good reason. They're really unstable in how they do everything. That's the Sandinistas, the 1980s, the war, and all that. That's Nicaragua. That's what I'm talking about. So I went there knowing that they were politically excommunicated from the global order. And I had about 2.5 months of peace, well, a decent amount of peace. There was still traveling Americans, dual national Costa Rican Americans that were trying to target me. And then later on, the Israelis came. And about 2.5 months in, 2 months in, give or take, the Israelis were literally bringing like 50 to 100, 150 people in at a time to Grenada, Nicaragua. That's where I was. Grenada is the city, Grenada is the county, Nicaragua is the country. So I saw these people coming in buses. And then, again, these were all Ivy League types. They were all dual trinationals, not all of them, most of them. They came under the cover of NGOs. That's a U.S. aid type things, right? It wasn't U.S. aid because Nicaragua and United States of America are enemies formally, so they can't get away with it. The Nicaraguan security apparatus wouldn't let Americans with that type of background into their country, but it was that type of thing. The average job that these people had coming in that were building the human trafficking networks was like working for the Red Cross. That was their cover. So anyways, again, I've gone off on another tangent. This is a world system. I saw them build the human trafficking network, the Israelis, with my own eyes in a virgin territory of Grenada, Nicaragua. I'm not just guessing about this. This is how it's working. This is much, much bigger than United States. This is much bigger than World War II, what's already happened. We are in an ongoing world-changing event, and targeted individuals are the forefront of it. And now, just to be annoying, I'm going to repeat myself. Number 1, deactivate implants. Number 2, demagnetize your body. And number 3, detox nanomachinery. And I think now people are starting to get why I'm so passionate about this. It's taken me the last 7-8 years, by the grace of God, to develop those 3 simple things, to bring it down to 3 simple things.
That's incredible. Anything else you'd like to cover tonight before we go to Q&A mode?
No, because I've said so much already. I could just ramble, so I don't want to.
Okay, we'll go to Q&A mode and see what people have to say. Okay, everybody's muted. Hey, just *6 if you want to talk to Onionhead Andrew. Michelle, you're up.
Hi, I thank you for being here and supporting us. I really appreciate you being here. I just had a question. You said that if we're targeted and our operatives are in our vicinity, when you say that, do you mean, are they in our state, in our neighborhood, in our county? I mean, generally, like
neighborhood. They'll be in your neighborhood. Yeah. Yeah, they just have to be. If you're truly targeted, they need to be able to have access to break into your house, to do all sorts of things, terrible things, to be honest. We could go into that. It's endless.
Yeah, that I gulped when you said that, because it's one thing being targeted, but knowing that these vile, disgusting, atrocious people are could be down the street from me makes me sick.
Yeah, usually it's about a house or 2 away. They like having access so that they can break in right when you leave.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's a whole nother conversation, how they're breaking in and whatnot.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Michelle. Next question for Onionhead Andrew on the Targeted West Show.
Don't be shy.
Oh, go ahead. Come on in.
Hi. Yeah. When you talk about disable implants, are you talking about areas of frequency or actual foreign bodies?
I'm talking about foreign bodies. Although the nanomachinery does form to act like implants, but that's not what I was talking about.
Okay. So you're talking about actual physical implants.
Yes, every targeted individual has the smaller type, and some of targeted individuals have the bigger type. The bigger type is usually done during surgery, or like going to the dentist, that type of thing. But that's fairly hard for them to do, although lots of people are affected by that. The more common that every targeted survivor has is these very, 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 very small implants. They're smaller than hair, and they're shot into you using, again, another weapon system that the general public has no idea about. But this weapon system can literally access you in your house. So they can shoot these things into you through some walls some of the time, some glass some of the time.
Okay, I've had 2 scans, and they all show a lot of frequency spots. But I only have one possible area where there is an actual physical foreign body.
Well, that's what I was trying to say, is that most people think of number 2, like the bigger one that you get during surgery or a dentist, and those do exist. But every targeted individual primarily has the much, much smaller ones that are shot into them. When you get hit with one of these things, it feels like a splinter or a mosquito bite, or even less than that. You barely notice it.
Okay, are they going to be detected by a high-resolution ultrasound?
No, it's far, far too small. But what you can do is, if you run an EMP, like the stun gun EMP device, over your body, you'll feel them once they're deactivated. All right, so the guesswork will be taken out of it. Once you run this EMP device, and again, you can go to Onionhead Andrew on Rumble to look this up, to how to build one. It's not hard. Almost anyone can do it. Once you deactivate it, when they go to hit it with directed energy weapon and access it, these little tiny ones, you'll feel the exact spot. And for me, I had what I thought would be just a few because of surgery-related things, ended up being 40, 50 of them. And 2 or 3 of them were surgery-related, and the majority of them were these very, very small that were shot into me. And after I deactivated them, what they did to counteract me, the subcontractors of the FBI, is they shot me with more of them for my efforts, confirming what I already knew, that they were in fact shooting people with these implants.
Okay, so you say the EMP device is on Rumble, and you said Onionhead?
Yeah, it's Onionhead Andrew on Rumble, and you'll find it.
Oh. Well, Onionhead. This is new information for me.
Yeah, I know. I'm giving you a whole paradigm. There's a lot to it, but it's all on Onionhead Andrew Rumble. It's all sourced. The implant part of it isn't sourced because that's a big state secret, but very hard to get that information. But when you run the EMP over your body, you will feel it afterwards. And there's been many other people that share that experience with me that have already done this. Many people I've already helped that are at this place.
I'm not necessarily the most high-tech person in my age. Are they difficult to build?
No, it's literally a stun gun, some wire, a stick, and glue.
Where do you get a stun gun?
A sporting goods store would be one that would have it. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you can email me. I'll write down the email in the chat right now. If you've got any questions.
Yeah. Well, I'm on a phone. I don't have access to a computer right now.
Okay, well then. Sorry for nothing. Then go to Onionhead Andrew on Rumble when you get off the call, and all of my information's listed there.
Okay. What a trip.
Hi.
Yeah, no. Directed energy weapons aren't just directed energy weapons. There's nanomachinery and implants that make it work. That's the big breakthrough for most people. Once you understand that those 2 other things are playing a part, which you probably already know, it's like the swelling in your body. What's causing that? It's heavy metals and nanomachinery. The plaque coming off the dandruff that you never had before targeting, but now won't stop. That's literally heavy metals and nanomachinery drying and falling off. the bioplaques all over your body, the skin rashes, the cuts on your skin, all that stuff. That's nanomachinery.
Wow.
Yeah. I guess that includes the white powder everywhere. Is that where the white powder comes from?
There will be like a dandruff that falls off all over all from your skin, from these biofilms breaking apart, because it's always accruing and falling off.
Lord.
Yeah, you can take a razor.
Can I ask a couple of questions?
Yeah,
I have a question.
Go ahead, ask your question. Come on in.
Hi,
Okay.
I got a bunch of questions for you, Onionhead. I'm so sorry, but I'm not going to ask all of them. Listen, when you use the EMP gun, how long do you hold it in that area? And I have technology in my eye, which they can see everything, including my user passwords and all of that. Can I hold that thing up to my head, like the right temple of my, or is that
You could definitely, yes, you could definitely use it close to your eyes. You could definitely use it on your head, close to your head. The main thing when you're using the stun gun is you leave one side of it as a spark gap. If you touch that spark gap, it's going to shock you. It's not going to hurt a lot. It will not feel good though. But you just keep that spark gap away from you as you use the stun gun. And real quick, I would caution you about believing the they can see everything you can see and all of that, because, and I'm not saying that you're necessarily wrong, but what I'm saying is that for sure these counterintelligence teams, when they break into your house the first day you're targeted or the second day or whenever, they'll put cameras everywhere. They'll totally hack out your network. This is what they do. What counterintelligence means from a military doctrine, it means to counter your intelligence, right? So counter your ability to take up information. So basically what I'm trying to say is that there's a huge, huge industry of these people. And they, from the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan and all that, and they wouldn't get paid anything if they weren't targeting people. They would be like, working at a grocery store or something, because that skill is only good for things like this, right? And one of the things they do as they're utilizing these various ideas, these psychological operations on you, or these technologies on you, is to get you to think one thing when in fact it's the other. Like usually, and not always, but usually it's counterintelligence techniques that are far older than the neuromodulation thing that we're going through right now, the neuroweapon systems that they're utilizing.
Oh, okay. How long should we go without eating? You're saying don't eat anything? Is the fasting for like 10 days? Is that what you're saying? Or how long should we go without eating?
Gandhi went 100 days or something like that. I'm not saying do that, but...
What?
Yeah, he did. But do what you feel is right. I would say start at a day and then go from there. You're going to feel great, though, when you get in the habit of it.
Yeah,
But are we going to see results? Is anything going to be falling off? Are we going to see results?
Well, you will see results if you will see incredible results if you use the EMP device first. If you don't use the EMP device, then with about 4 days, you'll see results. But right after that, everything will come back. So that's why number one is deactivate implants, because the implants bring everything back very rapidly.
Okay. All right.
It's still worth your time, though. Still worth your time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you answering me. Go ahead.
You're welcome. Until you get the EMP going, or it's still worth your time to detox and demagnetize. So, again, go to Onionhead Andrew on Rumble, and the last few videos show you how to do it. It's not hard. Building an inductor is as simple as wrapping copper wire. Building a capacitor is as simple as layering plastic wrap and aluminum foil. If you layer plastic wrap and aluminum foil over a coil of wire, what you'll have is a very powerful demagnetizing tool that you can wear on you at any point. So if you're getting heavily hit, you can just put this thing on you or near you, or even hold it, and you'll feel the effects.
Can we buy couldn't we buy Dr. Clark's zapper?
No, because you need that would help to have, but to EMP you need to have a ring of wire, and this ring of wire needs to go over the implant, because the ring of wire, the coil of wire, shoots the magnetic pulse into your skin that deactivates the implant. So you need to do that.
Oh.
But, yeah, go to the Rumble page and you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll have a visual reference. Or don't.
Well, I can't build it. I'd rather go to the sports store to get it.
Well, you would
buy it. So how much is it? How much is it at the sports store?
The stun gun is like $30-$40, and then what you need to do is you need to get wire and you need to modify it.
Oh.
Yeah, if that's too hard, that's too hard.
Okay.
If you can't figure it out, if you don't know someone, if you don't want to, I'm not trying to be harsh here, but you've got implants, you deactivate them or not, it's your choice.
Okay, I got you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks for asking.
Next question. Andrew, go ahead.
Okay, hi, Chris. Hi, Chris and Onionhead. Oh. This is Diane from Buffalo, New York.
Go ahead, Diane, and then next is Satanic Cult, Anthony.
Okay. Now, when you say get the wire, what type of wire? Just any type of wire? Or?
20 to 24 gauge braided is probably the best.
Okay. 20 to 24 gauge braided. Okay.
Yes, or 20 to 26 magnetic wire, but that's harder to get.
Okay, you get it online at Amazon.
Yeah.
I'll go to Onion and online. Rumble and see what's going on. But I have a question. They're hitting me right in my big toe with a lot of heat. Is that coming from the directed energy weapon? It's just all 24/7, and I'm in a tight apartment building with 4 men in the other apartments. I think it was done on purpose, and they follow me from room to room 24/7. Is that some kind of psyops, or what's following me like that? Is it him or is it a machine?
It could be both, but usually it's real people, and usually it's because it's their job. So that would be your counterintelligence torture team, and they're doing a variety of things being next to you. But the toe, there's so much that I could say there, but the toe, what that is heavy metals and nanomachinery. They collect at your toe level, at your feet, because of gravity and the way your lymphatics work. And so what they're using is directed energy weapons to heat all that up.
Okay.
And
it's like must deactivate.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry that's happening to you, but
it is so strong 24/7. I feel like I'm going to die. I took a stress test walking on the treadmill, and they said, it's something wrong. We want you to take the nuclear. Do you think if I take the nuclear, they're going to shoot me with the thing?
Take the nuclear? I don't know what you mean.
The nuclear stress test. You never heard of that?
Oh, no, I don't know.
Yes, that's where they shoot something in your stomach, and instead of you walking on a treadmill, the medicine in your stomach does the walking. And I just told them no for right now, but they're stressing that I did it. They call me every day, the hospital, because whatever they're doing to me in my toe is affecting my whole body. It's heat all day long.
Well, okay, so you've got a daisy chain of nanomachinery going through your body, and what they're doing is they're hitting the part of your body that's got the most of it readily available for the biggest effect, and that's your foot.
Foot, yes.
But
it's so heated.
Yeah, just imagine, the easier way to imagine this is that you've got wire going all through your body of heavy metals, right? And that they're electrifying that wire through your body.
Wow, that's what it feels like too, all day long.
That's what it is.
I'm going to go to Onionhead and Rumble and find out how to can I deactivate with your method?
Yes, 100%. And you can find all of my contact info if you need help as you move through the steps.
Okay, thanks so much, Onionhead.
I just joined the call, but I want
real quick before you start, the conversation about graphene and hydrogels that people were having a lot a few years ago, but still are. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about nanotech and heavy metals. It's the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
I think Anthony was next. Actually, go ahead, Anthony.
Hi, Onionhead.
Hi.
I want to thank you for coming and giving us all this enlightening information for us to use. I don't really have a lot of questions tonight, but it's mostly rhetorical. We've been doing some reading in the book club of The Singularity is Near, and when Ray Kurzweil writes about the nanotechnology, he does mention that it runs on glucose, on the body's own glucose, and our own cells' adenosine triphosphate, also known as ATP. So that's how each and every one of our cells functions. It's like the fuel that our cells use is the ATP. And they also, our body uses the glucose, of course, to live and for cell function. Well, and I just wanted to say that may have a bearing on why when you fast, that it has a bearing on the nanotechnology. So it starves out the glucose and it starves out the ATP. So there's your connection right there. And I wanted to touch on one more subject, Andrew, and kind of back you up, because I wanted to go back and revisit when you spoke about them hounding you down from other nations, other nationals were hounding you down. Where I don't know who it is now, but a couple of years back, it was a Chinese national from this Chinese from the mainland who was the leader of the Interpol. So there may be a connection there. I don't know, but just wanted to say that. And thanks again for sharing all your information.
Oh, you're welcome. It was only by the grace of God I came across all this. Ray Kurzweil is another one of those guys. I wish I would have remembered that name when I was talking about Elon Musk and Peter Thiel, because Ray Kurzweil is one of those guys, just like James Giordano, they will tell you almost openly what's going on. If you hear what I'm saying today and then go back and listen to Ray Kurzweil, it's like, oh, that's what he's talking about.
Yes, and oh gosh, I always forget his name. Yuval or Elal?
Yeah.
Yuval. What is
Yuval Harari?
Yuval Harari. Yeah. That gentleman also. He'll tell you straight out, forward like it is. So if you read his books, he'll tell you exactly like it is, and what they have in store for every human on Earth.
Yeah, but they don't tell you how, right? The how is the big secret.
Right.
And that's what we're talking about right here, right now. We are the how. This can all stop with us. That's why I've come on to this show, is because this needs to stop with us. And this is how it stops with us. Deactivating implants, demagnetizing the body, and detoxing nanomachinery.
If they know about how it works and stuff, does that mean they're in on it? They're in on this program?
Who's they?
Like Ray Kurzweil or whoever you were mentioning?
100%.
Transhumanism too. Yeah.
Yeah. I should say 99.9, but there's no doubt in my mind. Yes, they are not only involved, but they are huge creators of it, huge in the innovation and the propagation of this system.
Okay.
I bet you that they get off on it. I bet you they go home in the dark web and they turn on and they see some target struggling to live somewhere, and they have all that type of reactions that perverts would have.
Yeah, my V2K mentions Ray Kurzweil quite a bit. I'm in the Bay Area too, so he's my neighbor, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, it's huge here on the West Coast, targeting.
I mean, just take a look at his wig and suspenders and this whole look. I mean, something is definitely possessing that Kurzweil guy.
Yeah, that whole echelon of people are all, not all of them I shouldn't say, but most of them are aware of the depopulation, and most of them are benefiting somehow through the targeting program.
So transhumanism, you think, has a big part in this too, as well?
Yeah, it does.
That's what this whole thing is.
I'm a transhuman. I am a transhuman for sure. So are you.
Every person in Western society, almost every person has nanomachinery growing in them. So by their definition, people like Ray Kurzweil or Yuval Harari, that would make you a transhuman.
Hybrid.
But for me, I don't think so. I think that it's a parasite, and it's just a lab-made parasite, and our body wants to clean it out, and it will clean it out, and that's that. And it's just they've created a very powerful parasite.
Thank you for that. Let's just go to the book club real quick, the TI book club at 6:45. The book we're reading right now is Future Shock by Alvin Toffler, which covers stuff like this, the Fourth Industrial Revolution, and the future of technology and how people handle it. I gave it an 8. He's a sociologist and a futurist like Ray Kurzweil, and this book came out in 1984. Again, it's Future Shock, and that's our current read in the book club. Now back to Andrew.
Yeah. This has taken them a long time to get to this point.
By the way, sorry, I just want to mention really quick, Ray Kurzweil, just for everybody's information, is the chief software engineer for all of Google. So that's something.
Yes, he is. I have known that.
And also, I've actually seen him do interviews, like, I don't know, early 2000s, where it was like interviews and like one of those like C-SPAN things that only like 5 people watch. And he did not look as kooky as he does at all. But he was already talking about the singularity. So, food for thought.
Well,
and it seems to me that if you look at some of the other bigwigs in this whole area, like Peter Thiel, there is something like in their facial expressions with the bags under their eyes or something or other. I mean, it could all be just a big coincidence. But I wouldn't be surprised if some of this nanotech or some other kind of means is almost like itself parasiting some of these people into continuing further down the road in this whole transhuman control grid agenda. I have zero reason to suspect anything specific. I can't prove anything, but it seems like so many people, compared to when they started out in the 90s and 2000s, where they seemed like entrepreneurs, where right now they just say stuff that is so totally wacko over the line that I'm suspicious that something is doing that.
Well,
hey, Anonymous, you're cutting out real bad.
Well, for all these years, they've been experimenting on themselves using CRISPR-Cas9. So maybe some of this nanotechnology is affecting them negatively, because that's how they're increasing their neurological their intelligence.
Synapses. The synapses.
Yeah, their synapses, and they're increasing their telomeres so they could stay young. So they're getting all the benefits of all this. So maybe by what the gentleman said, that was his comment, maybe some of this technology is making them, turning them crazy. I don't know. He says that he sees it in their eye, and then in their speech and their actions. Perhaps it's not good for us.
I think we all know that the more you're targeted, the more angry, sad, all the lower emotions you're going to feel. And it's because when you've got heavy metal toxicity, because that's really, again, what nanotechnology is, it's synthetic biology mixed with nanotechnology. So what synthetic biology is basically, it goes back to like just before World War II. And the Nazis were doing it first, I believe, but they were mixing insect genomes. And what they were getting is they were getting these insects to carry diseases. And we know about that best through the Plum Island Lyme's disease stuff, right? So they took that whole set of technologies of synthetic biology, and then they basically added a level of complexity to it. That these things, this synthetic biology, could now build structures within people's body. And CRISPR-Cas9 was a big means for them to develop that, from synthetic biology to synthetic biology nanotechnology. So when everyone that's got a heavy load of this, whether they're, Ray Kurzweil or me, you get symptoms related to having heavy parasite load, heavy metal toxicity, and what that really is on an electric level is that's being magnetized. You're not made to be overly magnetic. You're not. It's not a state that you're not supposed to stay in. It's a state. Basically, here's another way to say this. Muscle is a compressionary force, is formed in alkaline conditions in your body. Fat is a tensive force, is formed in acidic conditions in your body. So, yeah, there's so much I could say about all of that, but I'd just be rambling, so I'm not gonna. But yeah, they are toxified. Everyone is. This is what's happening in society right now. Why people can't get along with each other.
That's true. Targeted Pets had a question.
Yeah, I have a question. I got these glasses that you got, and I'm telling you, they really work well. My eyes, they feel cool. I don't know what, maybe I'm not explaining it right, but my eyes used to burn. I felt this pressure in my eyes, and when I put them on, the pressure went away.
Yeah, there is sublight frequency or higher than light ultraviolet frequency that is weaponized, that is aimed at target's eyes. And not only that, but certain RF gets through the eyes, right? So all of that stuff, what it does, all that frequency, it polarizes the brain and the optical lobe going back to the frontal lobe. So when you put on orange glasses, or blue light blocking glasses more specifically, it's one of the only shielding that's hyper effective. So every target should. Your eyes are portals to your brain. So the people that are targeting you are going to utilize that.
What do you mean by that?
Your eyes are much thinner membrane than the skull and the flesh and the blood and the there's like a sub-skull, I can't remember, meninges, that's what it's called. That's a much thicker barrier for frequency. Your body, in fact, is like a pretty good insulator, is pretty well insulated, generally speaking. That's why the people that do this need you to be heavily infected with nanomachinery, generally speaking. But your eyes are a different story. Your eyes are a very thin membrane, can be accessed without nanomachinery using various frequencies, RF and ultraviolet primarily.
They protect our eyes then from all this.
Yeah, it shields a lot.
I wear them when I drive and everything.
Yeah, those headlight frequencies, those blue light headlights, these help more than anything. Yeah.
Yeah, never looking at them.
Every target should have blue blockers. Every person should have blue blockers.
But targets especially. You get 2 pairs of these for $9, a black frame and then this clear frame.
That's cool.
And they're nice. They're very nice glasses.
I have a question for some of you. Do you have any idea how to protect from optogenetics besides maybe the glasses? I mean, if you're asleep and they're targeting your dreams and trying to prevent any sort of prophetic interaction with the Most High, for instance, let's just hypothetically say that. So if you were someone that was maybe surgically operated on, say, 20 years ago, who underwent some sort of fake tonsillectomy in order that cybernetics to be installed, in your face by a moronic ENT doctor, physician, and still kind of battling with the fake animation. Have you guys seen the film called Upload? Something on Netflix called Upload, where they just live a different lifestyle. If they wanted to, they could just kind of up and put those Oculus glasses on their faces and just live a different reality, kind of like that. So I don't know if you guys have experimented anything like that, where your dreams are being hijacked, and some of us are supposed to be like prophetic dreamers or seers, and we know that they've been for the longest time attacking and.
Did you have a question for Onionhead Andrew?
Well, that's the question. The question is how would you do it and protect yourself and prevent those type of harassment if you have the dreams, dream hacking, etc. So that's the question. Thank you. Oh, my name is Letty, Sister Letty, by the way. I'm with Fine Sisters.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for asking, Letty.
Okay.
I would say number one, you know what I'm going to say: deactivate implants, demagnetize the body, and detox nanomachinery. But specifically, what you're talking about is you can build a capacitor using aluminum foil and plastic wrap, and put it into a strip about yay, and put that over your eyes when you sleep. That should help a lot. But I don't know particularly. I haven't really focused on it because it doesn't really bother me that much. I do get interactions with my dream. What I believe is happening is there's on the back of our eyelids. It's fairly transparent. What I believe is that various light signals are accessing our eyes when we're sleeping through our eyelids.
Yeah.
And various parts of our brain are being warmed up.
Yeah, I believe through my ENT procedure, some cochlear implants were, injected there, in the deeper inner ears, and I think for me it's more like optogenetics, sort of with lights they could do it, through the eyes they could do it if they can't.
Well, yeah, that's what I was just talking about. That's literally what I was just talking about. I was just giving you.
How do I use my hands then to connect to my eyes? Because if they can't reach the eyes for some reason, they go and your hands.
They're daisy chaining. That's what I'm talking about, the nanomachinery.
Gotcha.
You've got nanomachinery growing in you, and it's creating a chain that can be polarized.
Gotcha.
But usually why they hit your hands while you're sleeping is to wake you up.
Okay. And EDTA is a good solution also for detox for those type of this kind of nanotins?
Yes. Yeah, but it's not going to be very effective unless you do the first two steps.
Okay.
You can definitely take it. It will help, but everything comes right back when you don't deactivate implants and wear these components upon you.
All right. Is there any way that you could text that in the chat? And that's the last question for me. Is there any way you could type that in the chat so I could go about it, how?
Well, it's Rumble. It's Rumble.
Oh, Rumble. Okay.
Yeah, and then Onionhead Andrew, and then go through the videos.
Fantastic. I'll do that. This is my first time on this call. By the way, I do run a 30-minute prayer call, warfare prayer against all these stuff that we go through, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and it's through Vine Sisters of the Vine Sisters. So you're welcome to come and join for 30-minute prayer on those days. And
I've heard of the Vine Sisters. Yeah, we'll check that out. Okay, we have a question. We have a question from Lady Di.
And then
your hand is up, so you're next.
You can email me. My email is on the videos in the description. But go over the last 5 videos. All the information that you were just asking about is contained in that.
Wonderful. Sorry, Chris, I didn't mean to hijack the call. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
No worries. Lady Di, you're next.
Hey, friends. How are you guys doing today? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Perfect. So I have a question regarding in my journey. I'm unfortunately living in a hotel, and even in my apartment, I get the sonic frequency that is very disruptive, right? So it's like a high pitch, low pitch, sonic type frequency, and it's really caused havoc over my body over the last couple of weeks. So do you know, is this like a weapon that they use against a targeted victim?
Well, the sound would be, it could be lots of things, but the feeling in your body is going to be the same principle. Your body's getting polarized with directed energy weapons that are accessing nanotech. That again, everyone in society has got this nanotech in them.
Well, I have a very huge level of I'm going to call it a hydrogel, and I have to bathe every other day. It's just shedding on my body, and I've actually documented this. It's actually disgusting, and what comes off of my body, right? So obviously there's a shedding going on, and the hydrogel, now I understand, is a receiver of remote bioweapon distribution, and also EMF.
Yes, it's like a backstop for the EMF. That's how all these
right. So it's 24/7, and I understand also that you actually, I guess, Todd Callender talks about becoming a human battery. So, this is the stuff that's going on, and I don't know how to mitigate it, but I am trying. Yeah. And I do these baths I do every other day. I take pictures of what comes off my body. It's actually disgusting. And, how, I'm at a place where I don't really know how to, move forward,
Okay, well, so here, let me jump in. What you're doing really effectively right now, based off what you've said, is detoxing. That's usually where every target goes, or that goes down this road of trying to fight this, is you get really good at detoxing first. Okay, that's great. That's what you're doing. You're detoxing nanomachinery. Call it hydrogel. It's the same thing. Just different, listening to different people. Doesn't matter. The other two things you can do, deactivate implants and demagnetize your body. So what are the implants doing? They're anchoring this nanomachinery. All right? They are giving the nanomachinery pathways to grow in very, very quickly. All right? And then the demagnetizing the body, what you're doing is you're taking the steam out of the sails of this weapon system. Now when they hit you with directed energy weapons by wearing inductors and capacitors and inductor capacitors, what you're doing is you're attenuating that frequency, which means you're dissipating it, you're lessening it, and you're bringing it into a neutral standpoint. Another word for neutral could be homeostasis or health and wellness. So again, another person, sorry to repeat myself, go to Onionhead Andrew on Rumble. The last 5 or so videos will cover the paradigm. That's what I'm saying. The paradigm works, but you just got to work through it. All right, you got to start.
I also wanted to share with you that I find that the hydrogel uses our own body's mucus system. And so if you can block that, so I started taking this, allergy stuff, right? And when I take that, it suppresses, like the hydrogel mucus system is like 24/7. Like you just keep vomiting, you keep it's awful, right?
The mucus is your body's attempt to discharge what you call hydrogel, I call nanotech synthetic biology. That's what it's doing. It's trying to eject it. So if you turn your mucus production off with the allergy medicine, then you're just backing it up somewhere else in your body.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. You'll help yourself a lot by facilitating the run of mucus, or sweating, or pooping and peeing, or any ejection of material will help you. So don't stop any of that. And in fact, stopping the allergy medicine will greatly help you immediately.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for sharing that.
No problem. Thank you. Unknown Genesis is next. Come on in.
Yeah, so I heard about the whole diet thing, but then I'm interested in seeing what else can block or get a connection off if you disconnect from the technology, the nanotech or whatever, the directed energy weapons. But I heard about Amy Holland's audio analyzer program, but that didn't really seem to help too much for me. So I'm gonna just want to know what you recommend to block stuff like that, or because it's really been messing with my head.
Okay, so it's back to the paradigm, but I will say this: directed energy weapons don't work effectively without nanomachinery and implants in your body. Okay, they still work, but just not as effectively as just debilitating people like targeted survivors experience. So the paradigm, again, I know I'm repeating myself, but it's deactivating implants using EMPs, all right, electromagnetic pulses. 2, demagnetize the body, wearing inductors and wearing capacitors. An inductor is coiled copper wire, insulated or not. you can experiment. And a capacitor is simply a conductive and insulative layer. Like, so it'd be like aluminum, plastic wrap or saran wrap, whatever you want to call it, aluminum, plastic wrap or saran wrap, aluminum, 3-4 layers of that. And when you combine those two ideas, it makes it even more powerful. So like how you disconnect from the grid or the weapon systems that are targeting you is by moving through the paradigm. That's the only way I know how. I've simplified it by the grace of God into this very short soundbite that I keep repeating because I want everyone here that's truly targeted to have this information. Don't believe me, you know, just sit with it. And if it resonates with you today, tomorrow, next week, next year, then go through what I'm talking about. And when you go through it, certain things will happen in certain ways, right? It's almost the same thing for everybody. And basically the people that are doing this to you have to get very close to you at that point. And there will be no question about where they are in your environment. You won't have to believe someone like me that there's counterintelligence torture teams releasing aerosols. They'll be releasing so many aerosols, you won't be doing anything besides breathing them, right? All of your air will be infected with it like mine is right now. And like most people that I've helped, because that's the only move they have left once you move through the paradigm.
I got a question.
Wait.
Okay. Thank you so much for all this information. I was wondering, so so the 3 things that you said we should do, that removes the hydrogel off your skin, because like if you take green rubbing alcohol and rub it on a part of your skin that's itching, the gel starts coming out. Gross. Okay, so the 3 things that you said we need to do, that removes the hydrogel off your skin?
Yeah, let me jump in here, okay, because this is actually a great question. The hydrogel, which I call nanotech synthetic biology, because that's what it's industrially called. So because this is a huge industry, right? This synthetic synthetic biology nanotech, it clumps in acidic conditions. So once you resolve acidic conditions internally, right, and you can, again, you deactivate implants, you demagnetize the body, that's the easiest way to resolve these acidic conditions, and then fast, then this stuff just falls off. Even the stuff on your skin, it will literally come off in what appears to be dandruff or even finer than dandruff, right? So like if it's just randomly on your skin, or not just a random part of your body on your skin, you won't even be able to see it fall off you until you get into the light in a certain way. And then it will look like dust is coming off of you or something like that. But it's kind of hard to describe.
Oh, okay, that's great.
To Lady D, sorry for interrupting, to Lady D, who just said not true, it's Candida. Candida and other yeast and other biological entities live inside this biofilm. So it's not just that the nanotech is the nanotech, it's that it invites parasites into it. So yes, there will be Candida, there will be yeast conditions, there will be all sorts of things. With a dermatitis, that's a big one people get. A whole bunch of things. But anyways, sorry, caller, what were you going to say?
Okay, thank you for answering my question. That's great.
You're welcome. Yeah, it will literally just fall off you and fall off from the inside too. Your poops will be crazy. You'll have yeast poops. I don't know if anyone's had detoxing yeast, but it's looks like mucus, like you're pooping mucus.
Oh, great. And how do they get the hydrogel in your body or on your skin? By all the different weapons, right?
Smart dust and smart filaments is usually the culprit. If you took a medical intervention, then your body is producing it. But 9 times out of 10, and I don't even know how effective that is, by the way, the COVID vaccine at producing this nanotech within you. But what I do know is that we're all breathing this chemtrail. And not only that, but this smart dust and smart filaments and stuff like that is put into the corporate food supply. When you go to Taco Bell or McDonald's or Burger King or anything like that, it's chocked full of this crap.
Oh my God! Thank you.
When I eat Taco Bell, my voice is used to say thank you. They have nano in them, and they had silica in their food for a while. So Anyway, questions for Andrew?
All your makeup that has hyaluronic acid in it, if you ladies put makeup on your face, anything that has hyaluronic acid is bio gel, is biofilm.
It's good to know.
I wanted to ask him though, did he find like an effective? Did he find anything? Did he ever use Amy Hollum's audio analyzer program? Because I never got success from it, but other people have. But then I wanted to see if he used anything like that program or the program, or if it helped you.
I want to say this first, is that Amy Hollum is a great lady, and she does lots and lots of good work that help lots and lots of people. But I will say that I didn't get any benefit from it. I tried it multiple times. I wanted to, because Amy Hollum is the real deal, but I couldn't get it to work. And I don't know if I was doing it wrong or what.
Okay, thank you for your questions. Anybody else for
a quick question?
Come on in.
Yeah, hi. Andrew, I've been targeted for about maybe 2 years, and I've always been big on fasting even before I got targeted. So I guess everything was not working for them on me. So I get where you get a lot of particles in the environment now.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, really heavy. So when I go out at night, it looks really creepy. You see all these particles floating around. You can see it in the light when it's dark outside. And so when I go in my car, it flies in my car. And then they started dropping insects. So they reinfected me with a mosquito. So they've been coming for my leg for some reason. I don't know why. But so they finally got the mosquito to bite my leg. And now I get this vibrating crawl going up and down my leg. It's so annoying. I never had that before.
The vibrating, you're spot on. I'm so glad you noticed all these things. And this is a great statement that you made.
It's going up and down my leg. My leg all the way up to my thigh and down and around my. For some reason, they want to take his leg off of me. I don't know why.
Okay, so you said a few things that are relevant for everyone. The vibrating is the nanotech in your body being accessed. The mosquitoes, what they did with that, that whole, what's his name, Bill Gates, you know how he invested heavily into the mosquito factory in, what was it, Venezuela or Colombia? It doesn't matter. That their whole thing is, okay, cool, people know. The whole thing behind that was that they were putting synthetic biology that could grow nanotechnology in the mosquitoes, so that when the mosquitoes bit you, they would transfer this nanotechnology, synthetic biology into you and start building. So that's what's happened. At the site of the bite is producing nanotech. So you're going to want to clear out that bite. Once you clear it out, that will stop. This is also how...
You can clear it out in the scientist. Yeah, really.
You can clear it out with lavender.
There you go.
Because the leg is really now.
Okay, now
really
so lavender is what you said. Yeah, there are many things that you can use to clear out those bites, but and then when you fast, it'll all clear up. But you're exactly right, and you said something else that's really important for everyone else, that you can see the aerosols everywhere. When you open your car, there's aerosols everywhere. Okay.
Especially at night. When you go around a light at night, they're just floating around. It looks so creepy.
Yeah, they're lighter than air. So they're lighter than air, so they don't drop. Yeah.
And then when I come out in the morning, my car it's like a pile of dust on my car, and that's them. That's the particles they keep dropping.
Those are people in your near environment releasing those. Okay. The chemtrails directly.
I get the planes that fly over all the time too, so I figure they were dropping the insects and the particles.
Well, that's what I was going to say, is that the insects are being released by spook neighbors. All right, they've got weaponized mosquitoes. They totally are. You totally nailed that. It's the Bill Gates technology. It was in the news. It was in the public, because they're trying to roll this out everywhere. And that says to something greater. They're trying to infect lots of insects with this synthetic biology so that it becomes carriers of it. anything that bites, right? They already did this with Lyme's disease a long time ago. But these are people in your near environment that are releasing these particles. Yes. So keep your eyes open, all right? And eventually, in the next few weeks, it's probably not going to take you long, you're going to see these counterintelligence operators.
Well, they have the remote control beam and fly button too. So who will be doing that? My neighbors or the planes?
The planes.
The remote control bees and flies. They heavily with insects with me. They're heavy with the insects.
Yeah, well, and I don't think there would be remote controlled in the way that you would think, but they're probably controlled through usually scents. Usually they release aerosols that carry bug scents, like hormones, and then they release the bugs, and that's why the bugs follow you around, because you've got their hormones on you.
Okay, I need to shut off the recording. Thank you for your time, Andrew. You can keep going. I just need to shut the recording off. Please subscribe and comment on your video platform of your choice. I'm going to shut the recording off and keep going with Andrew. Thank you.